Travis Hunter. The name alone sparks images of glory on the football field. A young superstar who seemed to have it all: talent, fame, fortune, and the perfect love story with his stunning wife. But what if I told you that behind the smiles on Instagram, behind the picture-perfect wedding photos, and behind those carefully crafted public appearances, there was a storm brewing? A storm so intense that it has left fans gasping, family members pointing fingers, and the entire sports world questioning everything they thought they knew. Because recently, whispers have turned into screams. And the shocking truth about Travis Hunter's marriage has finally come crashing down. That's right, his wife's own confession has pulled the curtain back on secrets that no one expected. Late-night arguments, hidden betrayals, and a shocking admission of infidelity that has flipped their relationship upside down. And what's even more explosive, the reason why she cheated is not just heartbreaking, it's scandalous. And it exposes vulnerabilities in Travis's life that fans never saw coming. Was this a cry for help? Was it revenge? Or was it something darker? Something that could completely destroy the image of one of football's most celebrated rising stars. Stay tuned, because you won't believe what went down. When the truth first began to trickle out, no one believed it. How could they? Travis Hunter, the golden boy of college football, had built an image that seemed untouchable. On the field, he was fierce and unstoppable. Off the field, he was charming, loyal, and hopelessly in love with his wife. Fans had practically worshipped their relationship, holding it up as the dream of every young couple. But as it turned out, dreams sometimes rot from the inside. And what looked like perfection was nothing more than a fragile mask waiting to crack. And when it cracked, it shattered into a million pieces, spilling secrets that no one could have imagined. The whispers began in the most unexpected way. Through a late-night live stream that his wife accidentally left on. At first, viewers thought it was just a glitch, maybe a candid moment between two people in love. But what they heard was anything but sweet. Hushed voices quickly grew into sharp words, and sharp words escalated into accusations. "You never listened to me, Travis," she snapped, her tone raw with exhaustion. His reply came low, almost pleading. I'm trying. I give everything I have." But the chat was already lighting up. Fans stunned by the unfiltered look into a marriage they thought was flawless. What followed was a storm of speculation. Was this just a normal couples fight? Or was something bigger brewing? The answer didn't take long to arrive. Just days later, an interview surfaced where she admitted the unthinkable: she had cheated. And not just a one-time mistake. She revealed that it had been going on for months. A slow-burning betrayal hidden beneath carefully staged smiles. Her confession shook everything. Fans were heartbroken, commentators were outraged, and even teammates whispered in the locker room. How could the rising star stay focused on his game when his personal life was unraveling so violently? But the real shock was in her reasoning. With teary eyes and a trembling voice, she explained, "I felt invisible. Everyone saw Travis as a hero, but no one saw me. I was just an accessory to his success." Her words cut deeper than any touchdown highlight ever could. People who had once praised their bond now began to see cracks they'd ignored all along. Friends of the couple even stepped forward, claiming they had noticed tension for months. They put on a great show in public, one source whispered, but behind closed doors. It was chaos. Travis, for his part, was blindsided. He had given her everything, or so he thought. Lavish gifts, romantic trips, social media tributes that melted hearts. But in her eyes, all of it was surface level. "I didn't want money or trips," she admitted. "I wanted his time, his focus, his heart." And while some sympathized with her pain, many slammed her actions as selfish and unforgivable. Cheating is never the answer. Fans raged online. She should have talked to him, not betrayed him. The fallout was immediate. Paparazzi swarmed their home, capturing images of Travis leaving in the middle of the night, his face drawn and weary. His family, usually private, was suddenly thrust into the chaos. His mother was reportedly furious. Declaring that loyalty should mean something, his teammates tried to shield him, but whispers of "how's he holding up" filled every locker room conversation. The media ran with the story, headlines screaming betrayal and heartbreak. And just when it seemed like the worst was over, another twist emerged. Rumors began to swirl about who she had cheated with. At first it was brushed off as baseless gossip. But then a name surfaced, and it sent shockwaves through both the football community and their circle of friends. The alleged affair wasn't with some stranger or distant acquaintance. It was with someone much closer to Travis's world. Someone who had been seen at games, at dinners, even in group photos that now seemed hauntingly ironic. Fans were stunned. Betrayal from a spouse was one thing, but betrayal from someone inside the circle, that was unthinkable. Theories exploded online, some pointing fingers at close friends, others at business associates. Every photo, every clip, every social media post was dissected for hidden clues. People noticed moments where she smiled just a little too brightly at certain events, where someone's hand lingered on her shoulder a second too long. Suddenly, the past was being rewritten through the lens of suspicion. Travis, meanwhile, was struggling to keep it together. He feels humiliated, a source close to him revealed. Not just because she cheated, but because it happened so close to home. It's like he can't trust anyone anymore. His emotions swung between rage and heartbreak. Between wanting answers and wanting to disappear. Friends described him as a shell of himself, wandering through practices with his mind clearly elsewhere. And yet, amid the chaos, there was a moment of raw confrontation. Insiders claim that Travis and his wife sat down one night. No cameras, no microphones, just them. He demanded to know why. "Was I not enough for you? Was everything we built just fake?" His voice reportedly cracked with pain. Her response was chilling in its honesty. "You gave the world your best, Travis. But you gave me your leftovers." The words hung in the air like a dagger, slicing through years of love and trust. The fallout from that conversation left them both broken. She admitted guilt, sobbing that she wished she had handled it differently. But the damage was done. "I didn't want to hurt you," she said softly. "I just wanted to feel alive." His reply was silence, the kind of silence that speaks louder than any scream. And fans, watching from the sidelines of this very public implosion, were torn. Some defended her, claiming she was brave to voice her truth. Others rallied behind Travis, declaring that no amount of neglect justified betrayal. The family, too, was divided, siblings taking sides, friends cutting ties, old wounds resurfacing. It wasn't just a marriage on the line. It was an entire web of relationships unraveling. As the days passed, speculation grew about what Travis would do next. Would he forgive her? Fight for their marriage despite the betrayal? Or would he cut ties and focus on his career, leaving the past behind? Everyone had an opinion, but no one had the answer. Not yet. Because the story, as explosive as it already was only just beginning. And that's when the next twist hit, one that would take this drama from shocking to downright unbelievable. But before we dive into that, let's not forget the chaos already unleashed. A shattered image, a devastated star, and a confession that has left fans questioning everything they thought they knew about love, loyalty, and the cost of fame. The moment the rumor mill identified who she had allegedly cheated with, the entire scandal spiraled into a new level of chaos. Fans who were already shocked by her confession now found themselves gasping at the sheer betrayal. The name whispered across social media wasn't just a friend of Travis' seat, was someone who had been in their home, shared meals with the family, laughed in their living room, and celebrated milestones right alongside them. A person who was supposed to be a brother figure in Travis's life had become the face of ultimate betrayal. At first, she denied the specifics. "It wasn't what people are making it out to be," she told a reporter, her voice quivering as cameras captured every tremor in her expression. But as pressure mounted, fragments of truth began slipping out. One fan posted screenshots of cryptic messages exchanged late at night. Another swore they had seen the two together in a way that didn't look innocent. Within hours, hashtags calling her out trended worldwide. And the alleged affair partner's name was dragged through the mud. For Travis, this revelation was unbearable. Sources close to him say he locked himself in his room for hours, refusing to speak to anyone, not even his mother. When he finally emerged, his face was pale, his eyes hollow, like someone who had aged years in just a few days. Why him? Just a few days. Why him? He whispered to a friend. Of all people, why him? The friend later revealed that Travis's voice was filled with disbelief more than anger. A heartbreak that words couldn't truly capture. His family was livid. His mother reportedly confronted the wife in a heated exchange that nearly turned violent. "You destroyed him," she cried, tears streaming down her face. "Do you even realize what you've done? You've humiliated him in front of the world." Witnesses say the wife broke down sobbing, repeating, "I didn't mean for this to happen," but her apologies only fueled the fire. The alleged affair partner, meanwhile, went into hiding. Paparazzi camped outside his home, desperate for a photo or statement. He posted a vague message on social media saying, "There's always two sides to a story," which only enraged fans further. Two sides. One commenter blasted, "The only side we see is betrayal." Friends of Travis tried to rally around him, but even they admitted that the betrayal had cut too deep. He trusted this guy, one teammate said bitterly. They were supposed to have each other's backs. This isn't just cheating, this is treason. As the scandal grew, so did the drama. Past interactions were re-examined under a microscope. A video from months earlier resurfaced, showing Travis's wife laughing a little too loudly at a joke made by the alleged affair partner. Another clip revealed a lingering glance during a group outing that fans had once dismissed as harmless. Now, those same clips were being replayed with captions, like the signs were there all along. Through it all, Travis tried to focus on football, but even that escape was impossible. Commentators brought up his personal life during broadcasts, speculating whether the drama would impact his performance. Opposing fans taunted him from the stands, holding up signs with cruel messages about betrayal. Every game became a stage for ridicule. Every practice a reminder of the turmoil waiting at home. And then came the confrontation that fans are still talking about. Travis demanded a meeting with both his wife and the alleged affair partner. According to insiders, the tension in that room could have broken glass. "Look me in the eyes," Travis demanded, his voice low but trembling with fury. "Tell me you didn't betray me." The affair partner reportedly tried to dodge the question. "Things got complicated," he said, his tone defensive. But Travis wasn't having it. Complicated. He roared, slamming his fist against the table. "You were supposed to be my brother. You were supposed to protect me, not stab me in the back." Witnesses say his wife sobbed uncontrollably during the exchange, begging Travis to stop, but he couldn't. The rage, the heartbreak all poured out in a torrent of words he'd been holding back for months. When the confrontation ended, nothing was resolved. Travis walked out, slamming the door behind him, leaving his wife crumpled in tears and the alleged friend staring at the ground in silence. The fallout from that meeting rippled through their world. Friends took sides, with some cutting off the wife entirely, while others claimed Travis bore some responsibility for neglecting her. Social media was ablaze with debates. "She's wrong, but so is he," one commenter argued. "If she felt invisible, maybe he should have paid attention." Others were merciless. "No excuse for cheating, especially with his friend. She's canceled." And as if the drama wasn't enough, another shocking twist surfaced: rumors that the wife was pregnant. The question on everyone's mind was chilling. Whose child was it? Insiders close to the couple claimed she had confided in a friend, admitting she wasn't sure. "The timing is messy," the friend whispered, "and it's tearing her apart." When that rumor hit the internet, fans lost their minds. Threads exploded with theories, timelines were dissected, and suddenly the scandal wasn't just about betrayal, it was about legacy. If the child wasn't Travis's, what would that mean for his future, his reputation, his peace of mind? Travis, when asked about it during a press conference, refused to answer. but the pain in his eyes spoke volumes. "This isn't the time," he muttered, quickly cutting the conference short. Cameras captured him walking off, his shoulders hunched, his jaw clenched tight. Meanwhile, his wife attempted her own damage control. She posted a lengthy note on social media, claiming she was deeply sorry and that people didn't understand the full story. "I never stopped loving Travis," she wrote. "I made mistakes, but my heart has always belonged to him." Instead of sympathy, she was met with a flood of backlash. "Stop playing the victim," one fan commented. "You made your choice." As days turned into weeks, the story refused to die down. Every time it seemed to settle, another detail surfaced. Another rumor reignited the fire. Fans who once celebrated their love story now dissected it like detectives, pointing out every flaw, every crack, every sign that had been ignored. The perfect couple had become a cautionary tale, a living soap opera that no one could stop watching. But the most devastating twist was still to come. Because while Travis tried to shield himself from the chaos, his wife was preparing to reveal something even darker. Something that would flip the narrative once again, leaving fans questioning not just her motives, but Travis's role in their crumbling marriage. And when she finally spoke, the world would realize that this scandal was far from over. It was only getting started. When she finally spoke again, the words that left her mouth stunned everyone. In a sit-down interview, tears streaming down her cheeks, she shifted the spotlight in a way that no one expected. "People think I'm the villain," she said softly, "but they don't know what was happening behind closed doors. They don't know how lonely I was." Her voice cracked as she continued. "Travis was gone all the time. Football, endorsements, media. He gave everything to the world and nothing to me." The interview hit like a bombshell. Suddenly, fans who had spent weeks attacking her began to wonder, was there more to this story? Was Travis, the golden boy, not as perfect as everyone believed? "He made me feel invisible," she confessed. "I tried to talk to him, I begged him to hear me, but he always brushed it off. And when someone else finally listened, I fell into it." Travis's supporters were outraged. "She's just trying to justify cheating," they cried out online. But others were more sympathetic. "You can't ignore someone forever and expect them to stay," one fan commented. Debates raged on forums, dividing people into two camps: those who saw her as a selfish betrayer, and those who saw her as a neglected wife desperate for affection. Travis, however, was furious at the narrative being spun. Sources close to him say he felt blindsided and betrayed yet again, not just by her actions, but now by her words. "She's painting me as the bad guy," he confided to a teammate. "After everything I gave her, after all the sacrifices I made for us, she's out here making it look like I'm the reason she cheated." The teammate described Travis as pacing the room, fists clenched, his voice rising with anger. And then came a shocking moment that fans never expected. Travis fired back publicly. Breaking his silence during a live interview, he finally spoke his truth. "I loved her. I gave her everything I could," he said, his eyes glistening. "If she felt invisible, why didn't she fight for us? Why didn't she talk to me instead of sneaking around with someone I trusted like a brother?" His voice cracked as he added, "That's not loneliness. That's betrayal." The clip went viral instantly, garnering millions of views in hours. Fans declared it the most raw, emotional side they had ever seen from Travis. "This isn't just an athlete," one fan tweeted. "This is a man whose heart was ripped out in front of the world." Others accused him of playing the victim. "He's trying to control the narrative," critics argued. But maybe if he had been there for her, none of this would have happened. The drama escalated further when Travis's wife decided to confront him directly on camera. Producers of a popular reality-style talk show convinced her to join. And to everyone's surprise, Travis agreed to face her there. What unfolded was a conversation so raw, so charged with emotion. That clip spread across every platform like wildfire. Sitting across from each other, the tension was suffocating. "Why him?" Travis asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Why did it have to be him?" She stared at the floor before whispering, "Because he saw me. Because he cared in the moments when you didn't." Travis shook his head, his jaw tightening. You think that excuses it? You think that makes the betrayal any less real? She sobbed. I'm not excusing it. I'm trying to explain it. The exchange quickly spiraled into a shouting match. I was fighting for us every day, Travis snapped. Every practice, every game, every endorsement hit was for us. So we could have a life, so we could build something. She fired back. I didn't want the fame, Travis. I wanted you. I wanted the man, not the superstar. The audience gasped. And fans online debated every word like jurors in the trial of the century. Family members watching from the sidelines were equally divided. Travis's mother openly criticized the wife, calling her selfish and dishonest, while the wife's sister defended her, saying, "No one understands how lonely it feels to be with someone who's never really there." The feud between the families grew bitter, with accusations flying back and forth in tabloids and interviews, and just when fans thought the scandal had peaked, yet another twist. Durapta's secret diary allegedly belonging to the wife was leaked online. In it, she wrote about feeling like a ghost in her own marriage, but she also revealed something far more explosive. Claims that Travis himself had been unfaithful early in their relationship. I forgave him, one entry read, but I never forgot. Maybe that's why I strayed. Maybe I wanted him to feel the pain I felt. The internet erupted. Was Travis really guilty of the same crime he accused her of? Was this entire saga a tangled web of betrayals and revenge? Travis quickly denied the allegations, calling them fabricated lies meant to distract from the truth. But the damage was done. The seed of doubt had been planted, and suddenly the narrative shifted again. Friends of the couple spoke out. One claimed they remembered a night years ago when Travis was spotted leaving a party with another woman. Another insisted it was innocent, saying Travis had only given the woman a ride home. Fans debated endlessly. Was the wife using this as a weapon to justify her own mistakes, or had Travis been hiding skeletons all along? The drama seemed unstoppable. Every day brought new headlines, new rumors, new emotions. Travis's performances on the field became symbolic. Every touchdown, a statement of resilience. Every mistake, a reminder of his pain. His wife's every move was scrutinized. Every outing analyzed for signs of guilt or defiance. The world wasn't just watching a marriage crumble. They were devouring it like the juiciest reality show imaginable. And yet, amid the chaos, both of them began to show cracks of vulnerability. In a late-night post, Travis admitted he couldn't sleep, haunted by the betrayal. I feel like I lost myself, he wrote. Not just her, but who I was when I loved her. She, too, shared a post, writing, I don't expect forgiveness. I don't even know if I deserve it. But I hope one day he'll understand I was broken too. Those posts reignited debates. Were they both victims of the pressures of fame? Was this a love story destroyed, not by malice, but by circumstance? Or was it simply a case of selfish choices and unforgivable betrayal? Fans didn't know what to believe anymore. But one thing was certain. The saga was far from over, because just as the dust seemed to settle, a bombshell announcement shook the world once again. His wife wasn't done talking. She promised to reveal the final truth, a confession that would either vindicate her or destroy whatever fragile sympathy she had left. And when that truth came out, the scandal would reach heights no one thought possible. The promised revelation came during a late-night exclusive interview. And from the very first words, it was clear this wasn't going to be another apology tour. She looked directly into the camera, her face pale but determined, and declared, There's something I've been hiding, and it's time the world knows. Fans who had tuned in expecting more of the same were blindsided by what followed. I wasn't just cheating because I felt invisible, she began. I was running from something inside our marriage that no one ever knew. She paused, her hands trembling before dropping the bombshell. Travis isn't the man everyone thinks he is. He has a temper. Behind closed doors, I felt like I was walking on eggshells every single day. The claim sent shockwaves through the audience and across social media. Within minutes, the interview was trending worldwide. Fans split between disbelief and outrage. Was this a desperate attempt to flip the script, or had Travis's image been carefully crafted to hide a darker truth? Travis's camp immediately denied the accusations, calling them baseless and vindictive, but the damage was already done. People began dissecting old videos of Travis moments when he appeared frustrated on the sidelines, clips where his jaw tightened during interviews. Suddenly, those gestures weren't seen as harmless quirks, but as evidence of a hidden anger. In the days that followed, the scandal reached new levels of chaos. His teammates were asked if they had ever witnessed his temper. One player cautiously replied, "Travis is passionate, but I've never seen him cross the line." Yet another source, a former classmate, claimed they remembered moments where Travis lashed out in frustration. The narrative was shifting once again, and it wasn't in his favor. Travis, furious and heartbroken, agreed to do his own sit-down interview in response. Staring into the camera, his voice heavy with emotion, he said, "I am not perfect. I've made mistakes, but I have never laid a hand on her, never abused her, never made her feel unsafe. The only person who betrayed trust in this marriage was her." His eyes glistened as he added, "She knows the truth, and deep down, so does everyone else." The conflicting accounts left fans reeling. Some sided with Travis, convinced his wife was manipulating the narrative to save herself. Others sympathized with her, arguing that her betrayal might have been a desperate escape from an unhealthy situation. The debate wasn't just about them. Anymore, it had become a cultural flashpoint, sparking conversations about trust, loyalty, and what happens when fame collides with love. The climax of this ongoing saga came when she revealed her final card, the paternity test results. Rumors about her pregnancy had haunted both of them for weeks, and now the truth was finally laid bare. In another tearful post, she confessed, "I couldn't keep lying. I had to know the truth." The results confirmed what many had feared. The baby was not Travis's. The revelation shattered what little hope remained of reconciliation. Insiders described Travis as collapsing into a chair when he found out, burying his face in his hands, whispering, "I'm done. I can't do this anymore for him." That was the final straw, the ultimate betrayal layered on top of months of deceit and humiliation. Fans reacted with a mix of heartbreak and fury. Some demanded that Travis cut ties completely, urging him to focus on his career and leave the past behind. Others couldn't believe the cruelty of her actions. "She didn't just break his heart," one fan wrote. "She destroyed his trust in everything." His wife, meanwhile, seemed to spiral under the weight of public hatred. Paparazzi caught her looking disheveled, avoiding cameras, while whispers circulated that she had lost friends and family support. "She feels like the world is against her," one insider revealed. And honestly, right now, it is. Travis, on the other hand, began to rebuild. He leaned on his family, his teammates, and his fans, finding solace in the people who refused to abandon him. In one powerful moment during a game, he pointed to the stands where his mother was cheering, mouthing the words, "For you." Fans erupted with applause, seeing it as a symbol of resilience in the face of devastation. Yet, even as he tried to move forward, the shadows of the scandal lingered. Reporters hounded him with questions, gossip sites speculated about his next move, and the story of his broken marriage refused to fade. "He'll never escape it," one analyst claimed. This scandal will follow him for years, and still unresolved questions hung in the air. Had his wife's claims about his temper been completely false? Or was there a sliver of truth? Had Travis truly been as devoted as he believed, or had he unknowingly neglected her cries for help? Was the affair purely about betrayal, or was it the desperate act of someone drowning in loneliness? The truth, perhaps, lies somewhere between love and destruction, between loyalty and betrayal. What was once hailed as a fairy tale romance had crumbled into a cautionary tale, a modern tragedy that played out not in private, but under the relentless spotlight of fame. And as the credits seemed to roll on their story, fans couldn't stop talking. Will Travis ever trust again? Some asked, will she find redemption? Others wondered, and perhaps the most chilling question of all, if this could happen to them, the golden couple. Could it happen to anyone? Because in the end, the marriage of Travis Hunter wasn't just a love story gone wrong, it was a spectacle. A saga of secrets and lies, of heartbreak and betrayal, of two people who let the weight of fame and flaws destroy what they once held sacred. And though the story might have ended, the echoes of their downfall will continue to haunt both of them and their fans for years to come. And so, there you have it, the whirlwind saga of Travis Hunter's marriage. Torn apart by secrets, betrayal, and confessions that no one saw coming. From the first shocking whispers of infidelity to the explosive confrontations, to the devastating revelation about the baby, this story has been nothing short of jaw-dropping. Fans are still reeling. Families remain divided and questions linger like smoke after a fire. Was she truly a victim of neglect? Or was she rewriting history to save face? Did Travis give everything he could? Or was his focus on fame the very thing that doomed their love? One thing is for sure, this drama has left an unforgettable mark. Not just on their marriage, but on everyone who has followed their journey. And while Travis tries to rebuild and his wife faces the consequences of her choices, the world is left asking, can trust ever be repaired once it's shattered so completely? Is forgiveness possible, or is this the kind of betrayal that leaves scars forever? But now, it's your turn. What do you think? Was she justified in feeling neglected? Or was cheating unforgivable, no matter the reason? Do you believe Travis's side of the story, or do you think there's more he isn't saying? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. And if you've been hooked by every twist and turn in this scandal, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next jaw-dropping update. Trust me, this is one story that isn't over yet, and you're going to want to be here when the next chapter drops.